just boarded the train here in Bedford. I'm on my way to Gatwick Airport. I'm going to meet up with John McBride from Tornos. Tomorrow we are going to be going to the Tornos Factory in Switzerland. So this afternoon we're flying to Basel. On Tuesday we're meeting up with Richard Floyd and we're going to the Schoutlen and the Applitech factories. So 2 days about CNC production turning. So we've arrived in Moutier. We're here outside Tornos' headquarters. John, what are we going to see today here?
Well, Paul, firstly, I'd like to welcome you to Tornos and to the town of Moutier, which is the birthplace of Swiss turning. What we're going to see today here is an insight into the Tornos manufacturing facility, so we can look in detail how the Tornos products are made and the quality that goes behind the brand name.
And it's always good to take videos like this or show viewers in the UK what happens here, because it's often difficult to get them on a plane, the time, the resource to get them over here to actually see this for themselves, isn't it? It's not easy to do.
That's right. So this time we're bringing Tornos to our customers so you can see with your own eyes.
Good stuff. So we're going to look at the refurbishment, we're going to look at service departments, we're going to look at spindle overhaul and spindle manufacture, and also some of the new products that are coming out of this facility over the next few months. So let's get inside. So this is a good place to start, John. There's a lot going on in here, a lot of machines going through the production line or the assembly. Just tell our viewers to start this video what the machine range is here from Tornos. You know, how many models there are and what they are.
Okay, so Tornos, we're manufacturing in 4 factories. This factory here in Moutier, we're producing the small Swiss Nano, the 4mm machine. Then we have the Evo Deco range, which is the machines that go from 10 to 32mm, 10 axis, 12 axis complex machines.
And were those the Swiss Nano is a very small machine, isn't it, for very small term parts, high volumes? Is that kind of watchmaking industry?
Yes, it's a micro machining lathe, very small, very precise parts. It's a micron machine.
And where does the Deco fit then? That was the second one you mentioned.
Okay, so the Evo Deco, that fits at the top end of the complexity range with 4 tool groups simultaneous machining, so it's a very productive machine as well.
So are they the only machines made in here?
No, we have also the 3 multi-Swiss machines, which is the 6x16, the 8x26 and the 6x32. And in addition to that, we have the very complex multis, the multi-alpha and the multi-sigma.
So John, service is a big part of any machine tool company's offering. Here we see lots of machines that are being refurbished. Is that something that Tornos are offering now in the UK as well?
Certainly, yes. Since 2015, the rebuild department has been quite active in offering customers the ability to take their old machine back, turn it into as good as new rebuild, and then get it back into production.
So if I had, for example, an older machine, I'd be able to come to you guys and actually get it refurbished to a new condition?
Exactly, yes, and that means for the customer that he doesn't have to retrain any people, change any tools or programs. It just comes out of the line, refurbished, goes back in, doing exactly the same job it needs to do.
I mean, it's very impressive here to see these machines. We can see everything from the castings, they change the linear rails, they change the ball screws, don't they? They do absolutely everything. So from the ground up, it is essentially a new machine tool.
It is. Every moving item is replaced. All of the electrical system, new cables, new pneumatic lines, repainted. So yes.
And will this affect new machine sales for you in the UK, or are you still going to sell the same amount of new machines but just have this to offer as well?
No, in fact, it doesn't affect new machine sales, because these are customers that would have just run their machines and made the best of what they had, because they want to keep that type of kit in place. So no, it doesn't detract from that. But where it does help us is that we can offer a part exchange facility, taking a customer's old deco or multi back against a new machine if they do want to upgrade to some new product as well.
And some of the UK engineers that will be watching this, they don't get a chance to see how many spare parts you hold, how big this place is. But this is, this area alone, just for service and reconditioning, it's huge.
Yeah, this is only one of the service buildings as well. So, we can hint on some of the spare parts up in the background, but this is only one of the spare parts locations here in Moutier. And above us, upstairs, we have rebuild lines for items like spindles and the more complex parts, that can be refurbished. So.
Very impressive. And another area here where we can see the extent of what goes on here at Tornos. You're machining your own castings, you're using a FastM system here, backed up by Makino machines. It's quite something.
Yes, the idea of the investment that we keep in place, putting in place here, is that for the critical items in our machines, we keep control of their manufacture, enabling quality to be maintained.
And with a system like this, with a FastM system backed up by a very high performance and high value machine tool, means you can do exactly that. You can react quickly as well, I assume, can't you, to whatever needs to be manufactured?
Absolutely. By having all the tools and all the fixtures available, we can make much smaller batches of parts, so we don't have to build a huge series of machines and then find customers for them. We can react to the marketplace as it is that month, that year.
And it's also important to stress that this FastM system's actually feeding, I think it's 4 or 5 of these horizontal machining centres from Makino, isn't it?
Correct, yes, that's right, yeah.
And they're not the only machines, because you've also got there was another, is it Yazda?
We've got the Yazdas behind, the 2 big pallet Yazdas for doing the much larger castings, and again, they're all tooled up with all the tools, all the fixtures for all the products that go through them.
So it says outside as you walk in, high precision inside here. I'm assuming that's correct.
Yeah, this is the assembly area for the spindles on our sliding head products. We today use motor spindles where the motor windings are around the spindle itself, so that gives us very fast acceleration and deceleration, affecting
that gives you more power as well, I would.
Yeah, the magnet and technology in the motor is giving us more power these days as well, so more power, a lot more torque as well, so we can have lower speed operations in tougher materials.
And these are things that you, as an engineer, when you've got a machine, you don't really get to see, do you? The inner workings of a spindle.
That's right, yeah, they're quite a complex item, because it's not just a motor with bearings. You have cooling system around there to stabilise the temperature, and the bearings are extremely accurate. It's the heart of the precision of the machine.
And here we have a 20 and a 32 off a 32mm machine and a 20mm machine.
That's right, yeah, on the same table, the larger sizes, as you said, and then the smaller 10mm machine behind.
Question for you, how many spindles are going through here in a month?
I think we're approximately 100 spindles a month.
And every spindle obviously has to be tested then, does it? That's what we're doing here?
Yes, that's correct, as part of the ongoing sort of spindle quality. Once some spindle's been built, it will come onto this test rig, and it will be run through an operating procedure to test all of the usual temperatures, etc., before it's then built into a machine.
So this is where the multi-Swiss machines are put together, and I tell you what, John, coming into places like this and seeing the machines with no guarding on them, it really does give you an insight as an engineer as to the quality that goes into the build of the quality of the product.
Yeah, certainly the guarding hides a lot of things, doesn't it? You can see the big base castings here. You can see the simplicity of the construction with the multi-Swiss, which is key to its cost effectiveness as well.
And there's obviously a lot of machines going through here. I know Tornos are having a lot of success with these particular models. The 2 new ones that have been added to the range, are they actually being built here as well?
Yes, this is the 32 millimetre and the 26 come from this line as well. Yep.
And in the UK then, where's your target audience for these? Because as we've spoken about, multi-spindles, these are much faster to set, so that the volumes that you actually need go down now on these types of machines. You can buy them with lower volumes, can't you? So where do you see your target audience?
Yeah, traditionally it was high volume, primarily automotive market again was the mainstay of this product. But things have changed, have got a bit blurred with the multi-Swiss now. It's because it is good for smaller batches as well. It doesn't have to be high volume automotive parts. It can be customers already running Swiss type products where they're running a reasonable volume on say 4 or 5 machines that would certainly easily fill one multi-spindle of a fifth of the floor space.
And why are they being successful with this machine? Is it the things we talk about, the ergonomics, getting into the machine, the quick change of the tooling and all those types of elements?
Yeah, we've really made the technology simple to use. It's a quick machine to set, good access to it, a good range of attachments to make the machine very flexible. And
plug and play tooling.
Well, that's right. Live tools are plug and play, but you're making it easier for people to make this kind of investment by removing the big technical headache that a complex multi brings with it.
And I think to sort of summarise these machines, if you've got 8 spindles or 6 spindles, you're essentially doing 6 or 8 different operations, aren't you, on a different operation on each spindle to get a finished part off of, spindle 8 or spindle 6.
That's right, yeah. The operations are split down, and the cycle time is basically whichever slide or spindle is the longest cycle time. It's that plus what's on the counter spindle. So all the rest of the operations you completely lose from the equation.
The grinding's a key part of making any machine tool, John, and in this cylindrical grinding area, we've got a lot of machines, haven't we? A lot of production going through.
That's right, yeah. This end of the factory is where we're taking the high value turn parts that are coming from the other shop behind, where we're going from raw material through to the finished first op.
And is that what this is demonstrating here, where you've got these 8 or 9 parts? I'm assuming this is part of a spindle, is it?
That's correct, yeah. This is just an example part. So as I mentioned, we got the first op turning, then we go for heat treating, and then those parts come back into this shop to be cylindrical ground, super finish where necessary.
And there's a new addition in this shop.
That's correct, yes. We've just invested a reasonably large sum on a new Studer grinder, which helps us continue with high quality and high production in this area.
Maintaining that precision on these parts.
Absolutely, and it's all kept under our own control.
And it's all temperature controlled in here as well, but you would expect that?
Yes, that's right, certainly. All the factory, not just this shop, is all temperature controlled, and interesting environmentally, we use the roof as part of that, so we pump water through the roof, we take heat out of the roof, and then we can warm the building up in the winter by putting water back through the roof.
We also talk about the fact that some of the machines now from Tornos are built in China or overseas in the Far East, but that doesn't necessarily mean that these parts are made there, are they? These parts are still all made here but then shipped there for assembly.
That's right. Our Asia, 2 sites in Asia, in Taiwan and Xi'an in China, are both doing assemblies. The key element at the heart of the sliding head machines, which is the spindles, they're manufactured here in the Moutier factory and then shipped over to form part of the assembly of the machines.
So this has to be one of my favourite parts of this job, really, at MTDCNC, John, going around and visiting factories like this and seeing where the machines are made and how they're all put together. Hopefully it's been of interest to our viewers, I'm sure it has. And they know now that if they are looking for an entry-level sliding head lathe, for example, you've got the DT13 range, you've also got the GT models, you've got the CT, the Deco, the multi-Swiss machines, but you've also got the Almac, which we have touched on once briefly. But tell us about the other Almac product. You've got the CU.
Yeah, the other Almac is the CU range. It's two sizes of vertical machining centre, which are also very high precision machines. A small footprint and small working area, and these machines are well suited to automation for automatic loading of bar or components.
So would it be a good summary for me, John, to say that if it's sliding head turning, if it's milling, whether it be 5-axis, if it's high volumes with multi-spindle machines, Tornos is certainly a company to talk to?
Yes, please talk to us. We're not only high volume, we are small batch and small volume as well, with complex parts, and we'd love to we'd love to speak to our customers further.
And in the UK, for engineers that do want to jump in the car and come and see you, you're based in Coalville in Leicestershire.
That's correct, yeah, Coalville, Leicestershire, and you can look us up at tornos.com. You can see our contact details, and we'd love to speak to you.